Hi, welcome to the next section. In this section, you will learn about the facade design pattern. Facade is simply a layer around a system. But why do you want to create a layer? Possibly because the system contains many components that have complex interfaces. So, the clients may find it difficult to use the functionality of the components through the complex interfaces. Another reason could be the clients do not want to be tightly coupled with the components of the system. In both the cases, we can create a layer around the system, and this layer can expose the functionality of the components through a simple interface. This layer is called the facade. So with the facade, there are two advantages in this case. One is the clients are no longer tightly coupled with the components of the system. Secondly, the complex interface of the components gets converted into a simple interface. Let's see the intent of this pattern.
The intent of the facade pattern is provide a unified interface to a set of interfaces in a subsystem. Facade defines a higher level interface that makes the subsystem easier to use. So facade simply converts a complex interface of a system into a simple interface. This is the structure of the facade. These are the different classes or components of the subsystem. And the facade interacts with these classes on the behalf of the client. The client does not have to deal with these components directly. A facade can be implemented in various ways. A facade can be a function, it can be a class, or it can be a set of classes. It is possible that you can create multiple facades for a system. Each facade may provide a simplified interface for a particular functionality of the subsystem. Different facades can inherit from a common base class, and that base class may be abstract. This will further isolate the clients from the functionality of the subsystem classes. There is no need for creating multiple instances of the facades. That is why a facade can be implemented as a singleton. One thing to note is that facades generally don't encapsulate the classes of the system. So the clients can still access the individual components of the system. However, some facades may hide the implementation of the classes, and they do so to reduce the coupling between the clients and the classes of the system. This leads to two types of facades: transparent facades and opaque facades. Transparent facades allow direct access to the underlying classes. So in this case, the facades are optional to the clients. But opaque facades hide the underlying classes. So without the facade, the clients cannot use the underlying classes of the system. What are the responsibilities of a facade? A facade may simply pass the client request to the underlying classes, and it may also perform some additional processing. Let's see how a facade can be implemented.